Yo, what's going on, everybody? This Mystical. Today, I am bringing you a solo shuffle 6-0 where I'm pretty sure I'm hybrid every single round. And I wanted to do this because everyone seemed to enjoy it last time. So if you enjoy videos like this, I am more than happy to make more videos like it. I can do it for 2s, 3s, shuffle, BG Blitz, anything like that. Just please let me know. I'm also a little sad. This is like 2400-ish MMR. I did have a 2700 game, but did not get recorded, so I'm a little sad about that. But we are top 50 right now, which is pretty nice. But yeah, I'm kind of sad. I'm hoping to get some more higher MMR games out there for everybody. But with that said, let's jump into this video. So I always recommend playing hybrid into pet classes. So I believe this looks like an Unholy Decay because of the pet kick, and then the hunter has 2 pets, so that's a BM hunter. So every single matchup that isn't DK Hunter is going to have a ton of pets to play hybrid on, which is really good. And then this other team also does have an MS, so I feel like any damage is just going to kind of put it over the top. Obviously, there's Sci-Fiend, but hopefully my teammates can kill it. But for the most part, I just want to be kind of just in there doing damage. And just hoping that they break, right? There's dots, so I'm hoping that fears break. There's Hodges, so I'm going to play Eminence probably. But yeah, we're going to play hybrid, and I'm going to try to just talk about play-by-play, what's going on, and anything that I might not have missed, because it's been a little bit since I've watched these games. So I'm going to try to give any tips that I can in these rounds. So I always make sure I put a port down in a statue as well, just to be sure. And I always want to stay. There's a port down, there's statue. It's really good. Get my hots out. And I get hodged here. I don't see any follow-up CC, so there's no reason to really do anything. Don't press revival or anything too crazy because there's no cooldowns going out right now, which is pretty nice. That's a trap on the Paladin. This is our go. So this is very important. Whenever you play with any spec of Death Knight, what you want to do is you want to enable them. Just enable them to win the game. So I'm just bringing it back here real quick. But I see a full trap on the... You can even see me in the game. The full trap on the Pally, and then the DK grips, and then blind. And what you want to do as the Mistweaver is you want to try to leg sweep as soon as you can off of that. So this is a triple blind, which is actually insane. I want to enable my team to get the best go as possible. I think the priest fades, the ret trinkets, but you can do that every minute. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I do revival here. I think I was trying to get a fear, and then I'm just going to kick. That's disperse from the priest, which is really nice. And I think I keep taunting as much as I can, but there's nothing to taunt, sadly. It's just a habit. I do get feared though. I'm sitting this. The hunter's actually doing a pretty good job kiting, and then I just cocoon him just because I see a rep. Good kick from the hunter. The priest gets pretty low here. That looked like swap from the priest. It does. That's also a trap on the Pally there, which is really nice. And I just put my Zen Spheres up, and I just keep doing damage. I still have Trinket. I have a Shayloon, and then I Trinket there. And I do have some Crackles. I actually don't crackle as much as I should, but there's a big Crackle there on the priest. I do try to dispel as much as I can this glare, but I could only get on the hunter. So it is what it is. I do have a sweep in 2 seconds though. So I think I clash here, get a triple sweep, no swap. There's bubble from the Pally. We're looking for a lay. I think he already used it. That's bop, but he should go down here. So pretty good round. I think the one mistake I made this round, I think I put my port on the other side of the map. Kind of a new mistake on my part. I pushed in way deep than I thought I was going to. So I didn't reset my port, which I definitely should have. But overall, not terrible. Again, just trying to focus on maximizing damage, essentially. These are 3 talents I play pretty much every single time. You could drop Eminence if you think you don't need to avoid CC or if you're not going to die. But there's really, when you're playing hybrid, I feel like there aren't many better options, I guess. Especially versus the Holy Pally. Versus the Holy Pally, I think Eminence is a lock-in just because of Repens. Repens. The threat of it is too scary, so I always play it. You could play a little more risky, but I dispelled dots here. I should have probably put a hot up before I dispelled there, just so we didn't kind of fall behind a little bit. But we do get blind here. I'm going to try to sweep off this. Always, whenever a DK grips for the blind, if they gap it or if it breaks, always try to go for the leg sweep. Always. That is their go. You're always going to get a cooldown, pretty much. So you see we get Trinket there from the DK. It also allows you to like get double and triple sweeps a lot easier, which is really nice. So we get hodged here, which is kind of expected. I do revival and I dispel anything. The Shadow Priest has no dodge out right now, which is fantastic. I do cocoon here. I usually go for cocoon over Shayloon early on just because I want that cooldown rolling. I'm actually shocked this doesn't break at all. Okay, there's the break. Good. And we're just doing damage here. Incap on the Pally because I didn't see a... So very important. Incap on the Pally. Whenever I'm playing with a hunter or a mage, I try my best to not use incap that often, especially on the healer, because, you know, their CC is longer duration. important. The hunter doesn't have a trap TR, so I just go for the incap, and then I kick the priest on shadow at 8% health. And if you don't know, when you kick, the dispersion is on the shadow school, so if you kick them on shadow, they can't disperse. They also can't swap either. So kind of rough there that the priest was casting at such low health, which is kind of rough. And then I'm able to get the touch of death because no dispersion. You can't disperse, can't swap. The pally was trying to greed, maybe trinket, maybe because it's so early in the game. But we actually, that's a big kill there. And then again, these rounds are really good because we can just hit pets for sure. Like that's all we have to do. Pets is really, really good versus a hybrid, and we could just hit into them. You don't even need to hit. If the DK is chains of icing you and the ret is like freedoming running away from you, which I don't think they do, but if they do, just hit the pets. That's all you have to do. So right here, the priest and the hunter, they're kind of hard to heal, kind of. The hunter is more difficult to heal than the priest, but I do still play hybrid just because of the pet situation. I do ROP here because I don't want the DK to get the perfect go. I really don't. I try to sweep here, and then that's sack from the pally. That's every trinket, by the way. And I better port this repentance. I revival it. I'm bad, by the way. This is bad for me, for sure. Push in. I try to get the incap, but he's trapped. And I could have... This is the easiest port of my life, and I just revival it instead. I mean, I guess it is Unholy Assault and like pally wings and stuff, but nah, that's bad by me for sure. My hunter trinkets that. I do Chiji here, and we're just hitting pets now. We're just gonna hit pets, throwing Envelop Mist on the priest, and that's all we're gonna do. I'm gonna go for an ink. It looks like I want an incap full on the holy pally, and then just focus on doing damage. You could still rush and win kick past silence, by the way. I do cocoon. He does disperse, which is a little bit unfortunate, just because I felt like he didn't have to disperse, and I also had cocoon, but it is what it is. A very unfortunate overlap. I get to dispel on the glare, and I do get repentance here. I think I'm just hoping that this breaks, but it's actually not. Big hots, get some kicks out there. I think I'm trying to taunt. I see I use taunt down in the bottom left. I do taunt pets as much as I can. Crackle here for some damage because I don't have kicks. And just continue doing damage. Incap on the pally full. I mean, I don't know why hunters get mad. I'm kind of making the job a little easier. Nice knock there, actually, by the hunter. Do we get a kill? That's IBF and Lay. So they overlap as well. Pally still has bubble. I do have a Shaylin gift if we can press it. I'm kind of hoping this breaks, but we don't have disperse. So we do need to be... I'm just going to commit. This is a Shaylin gift, though. I definitely could have swept here. I could have trinket sweeped for sure. I think I sweep here. I probably go for a sweep here. Maybe. I better. Ooh, nice. I don't know why I'm holding this leg sweep for so long, but it should definitely be pressed. Yeah, the leg sweep there was really good at the end. I definitely think we could have gotten the kill sooner. That was both bubbles and lays, though. IBF as well. As you can see, there really isn't anything too crazy I'm doing. I'm just making sure that the most important thing when you're playing hybrid is to make sure that you are using your modifiers before you start healing. So I'm always trying to get a Thunder Focus Tea, Envelop Mist out, and then I kick. Same with my healing spheres, my renewing mist as well for Chi Harmony. It's really, really important that you do all this. So this should theoretically be a free round, kind of. We don't have an MS besides Siphene, but we're playing into 2 pet classes, and hybrid is so good into pet classes. So this should be one of the easier rounds to win. It is kind of rough without the MS. We do get trapped. Oh, taunt. I use a taunt, and I get a leg sweep on both. That's really good. The DK, see, just trinkets, which is fantastic. And do I go for an incap on the pally? I do. Good, because we're not playing with the hunter, which is really nice. So this is their go. We're just chilling. Hunter's dying. I'm looking at. I see him. I clash him. I cocoon the priest. That's turtle from the hunter. So on there, I also disarm the DK because this is their unholy assault. It's quite a bit of damage. So I do try to disarm there, and I think I'm trying to hold my revival. You could still kick while silence. I get 1 kick in there during silence. But you do want to note that I'm just trying to save my restoral for a stun. I think I could port, or maybe not. I think that was DR trap, which is really nice. I don't know why we're not hitting the hunter. We should definitely be hitting the... Oh, no, we are. We're making our way. All right, good. I do have a leg sweep kind of soon. That's disperse. I do revival there, and we just taught here. Yeah, the hunter... 80 yards away. The Holy Paladin isn't even on the screen right now. Okay, so I don't know what's going on. I see Repentance DR. Hodge hasn't been stunned in a little bit here, so I don't know what. Look, the hunter. I don't know. Maybe there was a knock or something. I don't think there was a knock, but it is what it is. But We'll take it. We'll take it. So that, again, that was one of the easier rounds, I think. Just hit into the pets, pretty much. Versus any pet class that's trying to cut you, hit into the pets. Really, really good. Shadow Priest Hunter. This is actually one of the tougher comps, I would say. Again, we don't have an MS. We have damage, but we don't have an MS. And they have a lot of CC. They have Hodge, Rep, Fear, Trap if they have to. So it is a little scary, but they do have pets that we can kick into. So I would assume that their kill target's going to be the DK, just because I feel like DK is fairly weak to physical damage. So we do get a hot out, which is nice. Get some hots out. Got our statue down. We're stunned. A revival here. And then I sweep, because the priest is low already. I mean, why not? Full repentance and a silence. Hit the priest, or hit the thing too. Oh, I think I tried to trinket Todd here. Oh, let me tell you something. Do you know how many times I've trinketed for Touch of Death and it has worked? Exactly 0 times. That has, I honestly don't know why I even try at this point, but can someone tell me why my Touch of Death isn't glowing right now? 8%. Why can't I press my Touch of Death right now? Is a tragedy. This is a kill in the opener. 24 seconds into the round. And my Touch of Death don't want to go off. I'm spamming it. They get the swap off, and I'm very sad because I just wasted trinket. But I'm hoping this rep breaks. I'm on top of all the hunter pets. Hunters actually do have AoE damage from their pets. But our good Sank here. Good Sank. I do Cocoon as well. And then I do Chi-Ji and Kick. I think I could have held my Cocoon with Chi-Ji and Kick instead. I get Incap here on the Paladin. And I'm just trying to do as much CC as I can, as well as doing damage. It is a little unfortunate that I don't have Trinket. Here comes the Fear from the Priest. We do have AMS. We also have Blind. I'm kind of hoping my DK uses either. I have full Repentance here. And this is probably the end of the round. Good AMS. We do have Blind. AMS goes down. Good Blind here. I don't think it blinds anybody, but I think that was a lay, or that was a heal. That was a big wog from my Paladin. So that's pretty good. So I get my Hots up here. And I get Silence, but again, I can try to kick off this. So I use my Thunder Focus T here. I kick into the pets. I use my Envelop Mist, and I do another kick, and we actually recover, which I'm genuinely shocked at. I do not know how we stayed alive. There's Bubble from the Paladin. It looks like maybe we're trying to get something. I don't know. But we do have Sank. So next CC chain, we should be able to keep me alive, or get me out of CC at least. And the Paladin, I just go for an Incap, and somehow we survived this round. We should have won in the first 20 seconds. I don't know. Pretty good round though. Just focusing on doing damage, trying to heal from range as much as I can, and then whenever you have that rushing wind kick, do damage as much as you can, for sure. Damage is like the most important thing when you're playing hybrid. That and positioning, I think, are crucial, because you don't have a lot of ways to recover outside of Shaylun's Gift and Life Cocoon. If you don't have Life Cocoon, it's kind of rough. But yeah, so this round, again, BM Hunter has a ton of pets. Also, the reds can be stacked with the pets, which is really, really good. So I think for the most part, I feel like I mostly hit the red here. I don't actually know, but I get my Hots up, statue down, got my port, and I need to make sure I just reset my port. I tried to rob that. The Repentance got canceled, so that's pretty good. Did I just reset my port? I did. So I reset my port in this pillar, and guess what? Now they're playing on the other pillar, which is fantastic. But just like we talked about in the first round, I try to enable my DK. I don't actually trink. I don't trink. I wanted to trinket for the sweep, but it didn't work out. So I just try to leg sweep whatever I can. I do use Chi-Ji. I have done a focus T, and we kick here and incap on the Hunter. I don't know. I incapped the Hunter. I think this was a mistake. I definitely should have incapped the Pally, because the Pally used I think it was the Dark Iron Dwarf ratio, but I do get a Clash sweep on him, and then we're just gonna do damage to this Paladin. And the Paladin actually doesn't bubble, so we do get the 6-0. Not terrible. I'm still a little disappointed I couldn't get the higher MMR games, but that is a full 6-0 game of hybrid. Very strong into pet classes or teams that stack up. So really, really good. If you want to see any more videos like this, please let me know. I am more than happy. Again, with any bracket, I will happily do these for 2s, 3s, Blitz, Solo Shuffle, of course. Mythic Plus, I do it all the time. So if you want to see more videos like this, please let me know. I'm going to try to push Solo Shuffle towards the end of the season. So that is pretty much it. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you might have. And that's it for me. Hope everyone has a fantastic rest of the day. Hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you later.